Hey everyone, welcome back to Skate. I'm Aesthetic. With me on this video is Turo
Yeah, baby.
and Zindictive.
Sup, lads?
So yeah, just heading back in. Last time we started writing for the shop and we got our first set of challenges for the skateboard mag. I guess I should explain just in case anyone doesn't know. Like, that was literally the name of a skateboarding magazine, the Skateboard Mag.
Yep.
It's one of those very utility kind of things.
Yep. Very
guess.
minimalist.
And so that's all the red challenges we got. But what's that, Oh my god.
Car.
Oh my
What's
god.
that car?
What's that car? Yeah, always look
We
both
love getting
ways
hit by
when
cars.
you're going to check your map. But what's that green challenge that was flashing on my mini-map? Well, not only do you have skateboard mag stuff, but you have stuff for Thrasher as well. There's kind of like, I don't really want to say two progression paths in the game, because you're expected to be doing both. You know, it's not like you can really stick to one or the other. But yeah, that is like another magazine you'll be writing for, but first you gotta go do stuff for them. And so I have to go like discover them and such. So yeah, also then we'll be going to the rest of the main areas here. You know, so far we've seen the suburbs and the res, but we'll be going to Old Town and Downtown as well to do some stuff today.
Really nice.
And they don't quite get to the new town yet. That's in Skate 2. Fun jokes.
Newtown? I mean,
It's,
I guess
it's
so.
a joke.
It's just a town.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't
Old
know, I
Town
feel like I'm
is great,
explaining
though.
stuff to, since Blank Tester's not here, I'm explaining shit to people who already know this, so.
Yeah.
Eh, fine.
And now the music starts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't fully understand it. You know, the main mix says, like, music will play in spots where that are good to skate on
Oh,
and such.
yeah. So, yeah, they sort of like, I don't want to say it's like the SSX system. It's like a strange upgrade question mark of the SSX system, where they just sort of play ambient music most of the time when you're not in a challenge and shit.
Yeah,
And then the better you do, the more they crank that music up, and like you can tell there's like there's 4 different mixes for when you're not in a line, when you're in a 1.5x line, a 2x line, and a 3x line. Like you can tell that they're like spliced and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like environmental music in a way, where it's
Yeah.
more so going to play when you're like in certain environments or when you're doing really good in a way.
But I don't like any of them more than I like the licensed soundtrack anyway, so I always turn it off.
Okay,
I mean, all the skate games have fantastic
since I don't
soundtracks.
play very good very often, either it's like just no music like this, or yeah, when you're at the skate park doing a jam contest, obviously then they have like the really licensed music. But then sometimes when you're riding around, that's when you'll get just kind of the standard instrumental hip hop, stuff like Tommy Guerrero, thank you, I was about to say Tom Talisko, but that wasn't right. And stuff like made for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, although some of the Tommy Guerrero tracks are in the game as like licensed tracks, so if you turn off the ambient soundtrack, it'll still play some of those tracks sometimes, as if they're like just normal tracks.
Yeah. But all
Those are
right,
pretty fun.
we're in Old Town, and I'm gonna take my board down an Old Town road, you know?
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
gonna ride till you can't no more.
Yeah,
I was gonna change that line for skateboarding, but I don't think it needs to be changed.
Buildings and such, show a different kind of construction and such, and the colors do intentionally desaturate a little more here in Old Town. Yeah, again, when I'm introducing these places, I want to, ride through them a bit. I don't want to start fast traveling everywhere until after, anyone who's watching this who hasn't seen these places gets to see a little bit of them.
Yeah, plus it's always a good idea to explore around, find all the good spots when you want to do those little film things, and also all the good places to do big tricks and such.
Yeah. And Old Town is like a great place to film, because the whole point, it's sort of like the res, it's like almost all like really fast downhill with great spots to do along the sidewalk, and this game just loves you doing anything above 20 miles an hour. So
Yeah, and I naturally gravitate to just like, oh, is there a downhill road? Oh, can I just grind the curb for this film challenge? Yeah, let me just do that.
those are great for when you need to do like a long grind.
The
grinds don't get much longer than that.
Yeah. Brief intro there by literally going into a no skate zone for the first time, even though it's not really going to show like its relevance until after this challenge coming up. So that was just sort of a whoops. I accidentally stepped foot in one and got the prompt. But yeah, now we're here for Thrasher.
So what up, Mike?
Oh, hey, man. Yeah, I know this guy. Saw him on the news. Heard about the best trick contest in the demo. I even got some coverage in the skateboard mag, too, huh?
Hello?
I'm feeling the mag, but the news and the other stuff? Come on. It's more to skating than that.
Hello? We're shooting here.
I gotta get back to shooting.
Hey, bum rush the sesh.
Bum rush the sesh, man.
Yeah, I can do it better than all of these fools.
Galan put on a claim
Yeah.
at this ledge once. You think you got
You're so
something to
much
add?
better than computers who are programmed to be bad.
We gotta represent our sickness.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then,
Hella sick.
and then you fucking run into him with a meaty slap.
Yeah, that would be cooler if it gave me enough speed to actually grind further around the curb, but whatever.
Yo, it's your
Yeah,
fault.
if only
That's
took
what
a
you have to
picture
do.
when you actually slammed into him.
Do the challenge again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this in the last video, but this is the game with the second best photos after you've done a photo challenges. Because in each game, they allow you to pick the photo. But in Skate 2, they're just flat out bad. But in this one, they're not bad. And then in Skate 3, they just let you choose the camera angle. So,
Pretty much.
yeah.
Oh, good. Putting
Yeah.
even more control into me. I get that that's a selling point for most people, but, like, for me, nowadays, like, I already feel like I'm not going to do anything with the Skate 3 Park editor. Like, I don't have the time or will to want to meticulously build shit myself, you know?
Oh, it's crazy.
I felt
That-
kind of like that in Proving Ground or whatever when I played that. Like, game devs, I trust you to make a better world than I could ever add to.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not that interested in that kind of stuff anymore. So now if it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to find a camera angle or whatever, I feel like I'm gonna just, I don't know, point it up to the sky and say that's my
No.
photo.
So in Skate, well, I guess we shouldn't talk about Skate 3 too much, but some challenges you do place your own camera, but it like follows you. It's like a tripod.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Alright, so here's how the no skate zones work. You see there's the red areas on the map, and then the icon of like a security guard or something. So if you go to a no skate zone and the security guard sees you, they'll come after you, and yeah, the camera will change to be like behind you but really high up, and then if the security guard catches up to you, they steal $50. Which I guess might be a big thing early game, but I don't buy much, so it really isn't, and then you start getting like thousands of dollars, so...
Oh, my
They're
favorite
more just
thing on the
a
spot.
nuisance, not only in potentially messing you up, but in some challenges, even getting them to notice you. Because it's... I guess it's good overall that they don't, like, auto-lock in on you as soon as you enter the thing, but you'll just see, like, in some challenges as we go along, that sometimes it's like, hey, guy, I'm over here. And part of it is that you need to get chased by them. But also, so here is an own the spot. I ran into one of these earlier, but here I'm actually going through one of these. These are just, you know, a bunch of spots throughout the world where it's been kind of like highlighted by the game. It's like, hey, here's a cool spot to do something with. And if you go through them and, you know, beat the point requirement, you'll unlock the spot, I guess, for free play back when you could play this game online versus other people.
Yeah, this was
and also
essentially
local
like
multiplayer, but
this was
who has friends
essentially
anymore?
Skate's version of Gaps. You know, you go around, you find these little areas, you nail them down with a certain score, and you basically own the spots. And later on, you'll be a lot more advanced on that. But right now, it's pretty basic, pretty simple, and pretty nice.
Yeah, and so there's 20 of those throughout the world. I think there's like an achievement for, you know, owning all the spots. Again, it seemed to be something where then you could set up a, you know, online session there. Again, since I'm only playing these games now, I've missed all the online components of them. Because the Skate 1 servers are down, Skate 2 is down, Skate 3's maybe up still, but...
yeah, they're still up. But most of the like extra stuff, such as like uploading logos and stuff like that, that's all gone. You can still download parks and videos though, but I think and play people online, but I think that's about it.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
some DLC is kind of lost down away.
Yeah.
So again,
Very
I've missed out totally on all the online component, but I mean that's not like, even if the servers were there, it's not like I had anyone on my friends list who I could be like, hey, do you want to jump back on
I know the
Xbox
feeling.
360 and play this with me? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on Game Pass, but
I don't know. I guess if Skate 3's servers are still up in a few months when I get to it, and it's like Xbox One backwards compatible, people can play with Xbox 360 or whatever, then I guess you can add me and I could try a little bit, but again, it's not going to be a huge component.
yeah.
Yeah.
The art gallery.
Yeah, so alright, we did that stuff down in Old Town, then we fast traveled up to a subway station. I showed kind of what those look like. You know, they're mostly the same, just kind of a hallway and a rail in the middle when you go to a subway station, but, you know, they're laid out nicely, and then go to a skateboard bank challenge that's right outside that.
Yeah. The art gallery is nice. Oh, he's hyping you up. But yeah.
And
So-
I'm obviously not gonna be doing the effort of, like, I don't know, cutting straight to the successful one, because I want you to see that, again, for someone that's not like a min-max master or whatever. I kind of wish Matt Rocks was here. I wonder what he meant by, like, you know, playing it the min-max kind of way. Like, what would that be?
Probably
Like, for someone just
what-
trying to go through, it's like, oh, 300 points is harder than I thought. And kind of.
I feel like
He was
what he
probably
means
just
is
talking
that,
about,
like, going for, like, the minimum requirement in a way, going for, like, what would essentially give you the exact, whereas going max is basically going freaking mental and going, like, 1,000 points and such.
Yeah, like, Skate doesn't have stats. How do you min-map?
I
I
think
mean,
he
I'm
probably
sure
meant,
it was
like,
just
meta.
expression. but go
Yeah.
Like doing the meta tricks, quote unquote meta, but like just spamming 360 inward heel flips and 360 hard flips because those are worth a ton of points, and if you do them over any gap, that's like 1,000 points. So
And to be fair, like, when it comes to getting the points you need sometimes, it can be really tough. Like, trying to get in a certain combo, what have you, it can be quite a challenge, even if you are fairly experienced.
Yeah, again, it's you know, feast or famine. Either you get your multiplier up by landing something really good quickly, and then everything is worth a lot more, or you just can't get your multiplier going, and then you're not getting anything. That's something I'm, like, still struggling with, and I'm near the end of the game on my first kind of initial playthrough, where it's like, I don't really know how much anything's gonna be worth. You know, like in the Tony Hawk series, whether it's the first trick in a combo or the 50th trick in a combo, a kickflip is going to be 500 points, you know, or something like that. But here, it's like, alright, when I'm trying to get my combovers, when I have 3 times, I know that, like, you do an advanced flip at 3 times, and you do, like, a 180, and it's worth, like, 1,000 points there. But should I really be trying to do, like, a 180 or 360 on, you know, body spin on these board tricks, you know, like, if I'm
Yeah.
grinding, for example, you know, after playing more, after recording last week's videos, you know, the first 2, all of a sudden, it's a lot harder for me to stay, like, on a rail when I'm grinding and I jump into a flip trick, like, because now I'm trying to spin a lot during that, because I kinda know that's how you get a bunch of points. But now, you know, using the left thumbstick a lot more means I'm jumping off the rails and not landing back on them. Is it worth trying to do spins when they can make me, you know, stop grinding and end my combo or whatever, compared to just like, okay, I'm on a rail, I'm going fast enough that if I, you know, flip, I'll land back on it, and I know that's a good thing to do, so should I just avoid spinning, you know, if I'm not 100% sure? Like, it's those
Honestly-
kind of things. Like, how much does that 180 add to my points when I'm just trying to get the combo going in the first place versus at 3x, you know? Like, I don't know
Yeah.
the risk-reward.
Basically, even though I'm fairly experienced with these kind of games at this point, because I've almost 100%ed, like, Skate 3 and Skate 2 and 1 I have 100%ed, but even then, if the experience I've gotten from this, score feels off. Like, it's very varied. Sometimes you'll be able to get a massive score out of fairly decent, simple combos and tricks. And sometimes you really don't get that much for whatever reason. Like, even after years of playing these sorts of games, Skate series, like, it's not exactly easy to figure out what this game wants from you to really get the most out of it with its trick system and such.
Yeah, but also, like, I mean, again, maybe this is someone, like, different because I've been playing these games for 10 years, but I've never really had to think about that. It's never, like, I've never really had to think, okay, like, you know how in Amped, where it's like, you have to do a red ring trick, and you're like, okay, I need to do a 25,000 point trick, that would be, if it's telling me to do a 500 point trick, I'll probably just do something. Like, just something, and then if that's not enough points, I'm like, alright, okay, I'll just try it again and do something more. Maybe I'll throw in a 180, maybe I'll do a more advanced flip trick, and then I just keep retrying it. Like, it's a very trial and error game.
Yeah.
I find personally.
Also, I'm gonna be honest here, in every single skate game, I kind of end up despising the skater AI and just not only how dumb they are, but how they really get in your way.
Yeah, the challenges, the best trick challenges can be pretty, like,
it's
everyone's
either
session on
annoying
the same
or
thing.
endearing based on if you've already got a definite, first place thing. And I mean, like, again, this is like the second of those challenges in the game, so again, the AI is going to be playing like shit. But, like, in the, as you get further in the game and the AI's point values go up, especially at the end, when you're in the X games, I don't care about the spoilers, it's not like there's a story, and you're trying to do those, like, street competitions there, it's like, holy shit, how'd the AI get, like, 1,000 points in this one best trick thing? Like, what do I do? That's where it's like, God, what do I go for? Like, how do I easiest get a high multiplier if that's what I need to do? Or, like, what am I looking for?
The worst thing
Actually,
is that sometimes, if you really want to, like, beat the AI at times with their little scores and such, if it's like a combo thing or whatever, sometimes the only way to pull it off is to hope the AI just bails their body in your way in a specific way where you can jump over them, and that gives you, like, a big bonus if you're combo.
But that's not in Skate 1. That's only in Skate 2
that's
and
the
3.
problem. Skate 1 is...
And then, like, I was looking up, speed runs or whatever just because I like watching speed runs, da-da-da. Yeah. And, someone... Because I'm also struggling with the end game film things, it's like get 6,000 points and stay in a no skate zone and do a nose manual to flip trick to nose manual, and I'm like, oh god, that's a lot to do, especially the 6,000 points. How do you do that? And then the speedrunner just like immediately seems to auto do like advanced flip tricks, land in a manual, jump immediately, another advanced flip trick, land in a manual, jump immediately, and just do that like 4 times. And I'm like, I can barely land in a manual even when all my focus is on doing that,
Don't worry, like
it almost seems like they have macros, and it's like, oh, that's the way to easily do things, never mind.
Yeah, don't worry. Even in, like, the years I played this game, even I struggle with manuals. If I can't really make a big combo with, like, a lot of rails and such, trying to do a combo while also dealing with the manualing system in this game, while I don't find it to be bad, sometimes the game doesn't work right with manuals. Like, sometimes you just land the trick even though you just landed into a manual. It's a finicky thing I'm not a fan of.
Well, yeah, because at least the Xbox 360 controller, I can't speak for the PS3 version, but at least on Xbox 360, the Xbox 360 controller just seems designed to have, like, a very narrow window somewhere in the middle of it where that registers, a half input of the analog stick. Like, you play Amped 3 for Xbox 360, and that also has the sort of half rotate to do style thing that Amped 2 did, and you'll really notice it there as well, that it's like, there's a very narrow band where you can get the style to activate, and any less input on it seems to gravitate to, 0, or just something too small, and any more on it seems to gravitate to a full press.
Yeah, having beaten Amped 2 on Xbox 360 backwards compatibility, I can definitely agree with that. It's quite finicky.
Yeah, playing Amp 2 on Xbox Original with an original Xbox controller versus playing it on Xbox 360 with a 360 controller, both just sticking to manufactured first-party controllers, not even talking about third-party controllers. That right there will show you how much more, middle-of-the-road stuff like Gen 6 consoles had compared to Gen 7.
And I'm just going to say this right now because when it comes to Skate 1, I played this on PlayStation, and PlayStation controller analog sticks, they have a bit more of a wider range with, the sort of motion you can get before you really hit up or just nothing at all. And even then, there's still this small window with Skate 1 where I feel like it is legitimately programmed to be that way, and it feels off because if you're playing on PlayStation, you know for a fact that if you go halfway, that would usually be fine. But with this game, if you go halfway, it can either mean you're fine, or you went too far up and you don't manual. It still has that weird finickiness that I think is left over from the Xbox version.
So yeah, it's just oh great, that's the cheese way of doing it, and also that's something I'm not going to be able to do at all.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a thing of the more knowledge I gain, the worse off I am, in a way. Realizing all these extra things that could help, but are also making it a lot harder for me. Maybe I'm losing the graceful, easy style you need to play this game,
Turn right to go left,
Yep.
That's all it is.
I didn't understand that.
That's Cars 1 reference.
Of course.
Ka-chow.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. Man, we should get Minnie back on these videos.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to get him to get back
I wasted
onto this.
him on fucking Beach King, and then he didn't want to be on any Tony 20 or SSX stuff, but I guess if he's played Skate...
I mean, he's been fairly busy for a while, but I feel like I'll talk with him and see what we can do, honestly.
Yeah. We know our boys got the hookups,
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This challenge is...
this is all on me. The first time I did this challenge in my first playthrough, I actually got it pretty easily. Here, I was just... I knew when playing, I was playing like shit.
Yeah, I mean...
It's just easier to get to that point than it was when recording Tony Hawk or SSX,
I just... Personally, I've always just sort of liked the way manuals worked in this game. And again, maybe that is because I am 9 years removed from having difficulty with doing manuals in this game, but, I don't know, it's just
you have to put in effort and you have to learn where it is, learn where your thumb needs to go to, and for me that's just a lot tougher, because again, I'm a brute, I'm a barbarian.
Yeah, this is a game
I'm used to digital slam inputs, I'm used to hitting up, down, and just going into it,
Yeah. But this is a game that forces you to get good at pressure, in a way. At being able to, not go full force. You gotta be able to control yourself.
And when I get into pressure, or something's really going, I'm gonna auto-gravitate to hitting the A button when trying to jump,
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, we did some challenges for the Skateboard Mag, we advanced that path, and now we need to get sponsored, so a bunch of these pro challenges showed up all over the world. Each pro will represent a different sponsor, and so we need to go and do, one of those, or do a bunch of those to pick a sponsor. And so next video, I'm going to be going and doing them all, so that I have my choice of them.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna
I think,
be big.
if you just, do one of them, and then it's just yeah, that's the sponsor I want to be, I think the rest of the challenges are still there, but now you don't really get anything extra from doing them.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, both my first playthrough and this one, I just went and did all of them to see what they were like.
That's fine.
But yeah, that's gonna be next video. So yeah, peace.